I talked about my first thought when it came to Fred the Godson and his death, and it was like, all right, what factors went into it? What factors went into it? Me seeing his picture and knowing what Fred the Godson looked like, he's obese. And I know it's taboo to talk about obesity in America because people fat shame a whole lot. America hates fat people. This is a fact. I could tell you that straight from the horse's mouth or the cow's mouth, which I was called in my younger years when I was full figured, as my mother liked to say. And so I understand wholeheartedly that America is not necessarily a fan of the big boned people. And so with that, I was like, all right, we know the risk factors. They say high blood pressure. They say obesity. They say diabetes. They say asthma, which it turns out Fred the Godson had. You can go to his social media pages and see that he's doing breathing treatments. So that's just not mild asthma when you have to give yourself breathing treatments regularly. So he was already immunocompromised as a result of that. And we know COVID thrives in these type of situations. But I wanted to delve a little deeper into the statistics. So the number one reason that they found in the study of people who had COVID-19 was high blood pressure. 57%. 57% of people diagnosed with COVID had high blood pressure. That's more than half. 41% of the people were deemed obese. 41%, that's less than half. And 33% had diabetes. Now, what do we know? We know that a lot of times that people don't just have diabetes. We know those as being the type 1 individuals, they might have been born with it. They could be in great health, but for some reason their body isn't processing as needed. But we know a large segment of the people who have diabetes are often obese. When I decided to make a lifestyle change at the age of 16, 17, I was told I was pre-diabetic. I don't necessarily know what that means. I didn't care to ask the 75-year-old doctor what the hell that meant. I just knew diabetes didn't sound good. And so I was on my dean in an effort to lose weight and to stave off that, which I've successfully been able to do for the last 20 years. Again, this isn't fat shaming. So when I talk about Lizzo, when I talk about the late, great Big Pun, who we know died from a massive heart attack, we know that obesity plays a role. And so, I know, again, this concern that we have about fat people is usually steeped in some type of fear, some type of shame, some type of hate. But when it comes out of my mouth, that's not necessarily what it is. When I see Lizzo, it's just like, yo, baby girl, you got talent out this world. And I know you can do a 2-hour set that will put skinny people to shame. But at some point, we, you, me, we need to look at it. I always talk about it's the reason why a lot of offensive linemen, when they leave the NFL, you see them drop 100 pounds. You see them drop 100 pounds. Jari Evans, who I'm cool with from New Orleans Saints, he's still a big brother. You know what I mean? He's still a big brother. Don't get it twisted. And one of the nicest people you ever meet in your life. But he's definitely lost some weight. Because again, you have to eat to sustain that. That's what we don't factor in. Now, I know a lot of people, talk about thyroid issues, which is legit. which is legit. But there are ways when you do get with a registered dietitian who's familiar with these things. When you get somebody who's knowledgeable just about nutrition in general, when you get with an experienced trainer. Listen, I ain't go 30,000 in debt for a second master's degree and master's in exercise science just to be out here not understanding how to work with different populations. If I just ever decide to go down that path. But it's ways. It's ways. Now, again, there's so many factors that we have to address. We have to address the programming that's taking place for somebody to get to the weight that they're at. The psychological programming, the emotional constraints and restrictions, and the physical restrictions. You can't just throw somebody out there and say, yo, go run 5 miles, and they haven't walked the block. That's why it was so great to have I always call him Chris Fit Pro, Chris Gilbert, who's Chris Fit Pro on Instagram on a few weeks back. And go check that out on YouTube when he talks about this is a perfect opportunity to improve your fitness. It might be just getting out and walking to the corner and walking back. That's called exercise if you're not used to doing any type of exercise. And then we slowly progress. And so when I see Fred the Godson, I see a brother who appears physically unhealthy. And again, I don't want to seem like I'm talking ill of the dead. But who's going to have these uncomfortable conversations? Who's going to have them? You know, I see Saw, who goes viral for pouring all the sugar in her sweet potato and her yams, the mac and cheese, the fried chicken. Like, yo, that was cool when we had to survive. And unfortunately, with the food deserts that exist in the hood, where there aren't any fruits and vegetable markets and stands around, that you often have to rely on those things to get by. But for those who are able, for those who are capable, it's important we unlearn the eating habits that we've had, to go into the Chinese store every day. And again, it's so many factors that go into this, because at the end of the day, we talking about racism being a public health issue. Food deserts are racist. That's a racist idea. Point blank. Shout out to Zakia. I appreciate you. It's a racist idea. Because with gentrification, white gentrification that's taking place, we starting to see a little fruit and veggie stands popping up, little fruit and veggie markets. Because white people are like, ho, 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 I'm not going to the poppy store. What the hell is a poppy store? Now they're going to call it the bodega or the poppy store when they take it and make it the name of their store, their high society store. But no, the poppy store. What are you talking about? No, I'm gonna go to, what's that place that white folk always go to? I don't know the name of it. Wegmans. It's not a Wegmans. To my knowledge, it's not a Wegmans in Philadelphia. Now I know it's a Whole Foods. And I know the looks that I get when I walk into Whole Foods, like, who is this uppity Negro doing in this here Whole Foods? I feel like they want to call somebody. Sometimes that's the most uncomfortable place to be. I think Trader Joe's, I've been in there once. I think that's more of for the everyday person. Still a little bougie. Definitely still a little bougie. It's not Cousins. where you hope you get some fresh fruits and vegetables. It's not Save-A-Lot. The mere fact that you got to go to a store named Save-A-Lot should tell you everything that we need to know. Where it should tell you everything that we need to know about, because I don't know no Save-A-Lot in communities where the average income level is above 100,000. Save-A-Lot. You ask somebody, go to somewhere. I live here in Pennsylvania. You go to Plymouth Meeting, like the real Plymouth Meeting, that concentrated area, and you be like, yeah, where's the local Save-A-Lot? Save-A-Lot? I'm not sure what that is. What are we saving here? There's a Wegmans down the street. Might be a Weiss, right? You might be lucky to get a Giant. But Save-A-Lot, because white people not having that. And so, again, I'm not ignorant to the factors that influence the health of somebody like Fred the Godson. Because when he's 35, God bless the day, he's 35. When you've grown up 25 years eating 4-wing shrimp fried rice with a soda on the side, why would I ever stop that? That's what I've known. That's what I've been programmed to eat. Sam says, sad day for hip hop. He had bars. I'll take your word for it, Sam. I've never truly listened to him.